Hello, welcome to our magical journal. And today our family topic was science.
Periodic table.
And we landed on the elements. Periodic table of elements. What is the quote for this week?
What the ocean was to the child, the periodic table is to the chemists.
So what the ocean was to the child, the periodic table is to the chemist, meaning an ocean is huge, right? Mm-hmm. Endless possibilities. Periodic table is that to a person that studies chemistry, which is studying elements and energy and atoms and all of those fancy words.
It means like the ocean never ends.
Right, it never ends. There's endless possibilities to the periodic table. Mm-hmm. They continued to try and expand it. I mean, what they do is they combine different elements together to try and get different atomic numbers, and if they last even for a second, they're considered an element.
And still, it kind of means like to a child, the ocean is big, and also to a chemist, it may not be big to you, but some things that they study might be big, but like they're not like big as the ocean, but they're like
huge discoveries,
big thing to the chemist.
Yeah.
Krypton.
You did Krypton.
Number 36.
And what does that represent? 36.
That's the atomic number.
Atomic number. That's how they categorize it on the table, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Named after Greek
word
meaning hidden.
Hidden. So it's named after.
Krypton means hidden in
hidden.
Greek.
A hidden element. Okay. So what is it considered? What is Krypton considered?
Oh, also, it got its name, because it got its name from that because it was very hard to find. It was hidden.
Yeah.
So they named it that.
Okay.
And it's recommended to be noble gas.
It's a noble gas. Yep, it's categorized as a noble gas. And when was it discovered?
In 1898.
By what scientists? What were their last names?
Ramsey and Travers.
Yep. They were doing a little experiment and discovered a little line, a colored line going down. Mm-hmm. And that turned out to be Krypton.
Right.
So my element was Gallium, and its atomic number is 31. So it is atomic number-wise near Addison's. It is not a noble gas. I believe it's a weak metal. I don't remember what it's considered, but it's a metal. And then Mendeleev, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but he is the one that actually made the periodic table. He actually predicted this element would be discovered after creating the periodic table because there was a gap, but he didn't discover it. He just predicted it. It later was discovered 6 years later in 1875 by a French scientist when spotted a pale violet line coming from a spectrum of some zinc he was studying. And then its uses, the gallium is used in LED lighting systems. That's huge. LED has recently become big, but gallium is used in that. It's also used on mirrors, in thermostats, in heating and cooling systems, and on solar panels. So that was kind of cool. We also watched a video on the melting spoon. You can actually take... disappearing spoon. You can take this metal and it melts. I think has the lowest temperature melting point of all metals.
You take the metal and then you turn it into a spoon.
It melts and you can put it into a little syringe and you put it in a little mold and mold it into a spoon shape. Let it cool and kind of harden up. It does bend very, very easily, so you kind of have to be careful with it. But back in the day, and also they say be careful with the chemist, sometimes they play pranks on you. You take this spoon and they would hand you a spoon to stir your tea with in England, and you would stir your tea and your spoon would melt, and it would disappear into your tea.
So don't let your guests drink.
Don't let your guests drink the tea. But anyway, that was a fun, cool little thing to watch. But if you have time,
that is a very
look
funny
up
phrase.
the disappearing spoon. That's gallium.
I did. I can't say the name.
Copernicium.
That's number 112.
The atomic number is 112. When was it discovered?
It was discovered 1996.
1996. So it was discovered pretty recently compared to the other elements. How do you make it?
You use
lead
and
zinc, and you
squish it together.
You make them come together at a high rate of speed, right? And can it be created here?
1 second. Well,
Can it be created here?
No, it can be only created in laboratories.
Yes. And what about its name?
Its name?
After who? An astronomer who what? What was he saying about the sun?
The sun was the center of our solar system?
Yep. They decided to name this element after that astronomer. So, we learned a lot today. We kind of just picked random elements that we had never really heard of or had heard of but didn't know a lot about. What did you learn this week? Tell us in the comments. Bye.
Happy learning.